Annyeong Buzz! Welcome back to the channel where we bring you the latest buzz in K-pop and K-dramas. Today we're diving into something really close to the heart. A story of growth, struggle, and the beauty of persistence. Yes, we're talking about N.Flying. And this one is personal, so picture this. I'm not afraid anymore. I feel like I can do anything. That's what Dongshang of N.Flying said recently, and honestly, that hit me right in the gut. Because if you've followed N.Flying over the years, you know that this group has been through it all. Member changes, years of being overlooked, military service hiatuses, and that long road to finally being recognized. And now, they're celebrating their 10-year anniversary as a band. Let that sink in. 10 years. You know, in K-pop time, 10 years feels like a lifetime. Groups disband within 3-4 years if they don't make it. But N.Flying stuck around. They pushed through uncertainty, they regrouped, they hustled. And after a 2-year hiatus due to military enlistment, they're finally back as a full group, as 5. And if you ask me, this comeback isn't just a musical return, it's emotional. It's a full circle moment for them and their fandom. Enphia. Now, some of you might know them from Rooftop, their big breakthrough in 2019. That song literally saved their career. It was a reverse run, which means the song started climbing the charts after it was released, kind of like what happened with Brave Girls and Rollin'. That track took them from underrated to unforgettable. And from that moment, I think, they became something more than just a band. They became a symbol of endurance in K-pop, but their journey didn't start there. They debuted back in 2015 with Lonely, and honestly, it was a quiet debut. Not a lot of buzz, not a lot of attention. In fact, they had to take a 5-month hiatus right after debut because their agency thought the 4-member lineup wasn't working. That alone could have ended it for many groups, but N.Flying didn't quit. Instead, they added Yoo Hwae-sung, and that's when things began to click musically. The dynamic between Sung Yup and Hwae-sung as dual vocalists really shaped their sound. It gave them new color. And more importantly, new hope. But just when things were settling, Gwangjin left the group. Another blow. Yet again, they had to reorganize. And honestly, it could have been the end. But instead of folding, they created the Fly High project. And that led to Rooftop. Now let me ask you, do you think groups today still have that kind of grit? Like, how many groups do you know that keep fighting for 4 years before they get their first music show win? Tell me in the comments. Which group's underdog story hits you the hardest? For me, N.Flying is right up there. And what I love about them is that they're not just survivors, they're artists. They kept evolving their sound, trying new genres, and now, their latest album, Everlasting, shows just how far they've come musically. Seung-yeop said this album was designed to be felt live, and I think that says a lot about where their hearts are right now. They're not chasing trends, they're building legacy. And after selling out their solo concert at the Olympic Hall, Olympic Hall, I think it's safe to say they're no longer just that group from FNC, they're N.Flying. A band that climbed each step without skipping any. And how touching is it that Dongshang said he kept his promise to Enphia? He once told them, "Let's meet in a bigger concert hall after military service." And guess what? He made it happen. I love that. That's the kind of moment that makes being a fan so worth it, right? Alright, but let's talk about this new album for a second. Everlasting. The title alone tells you it's not just another comeback. It's a statement. It's about timelessness, about freezing these beautiful, hard-earned moments forever. And the title track, Eternal Snow, gives off that exact feeling of wanting to remain yourself in a world that's always changing. Hwae-sung said he knew this would be the song the moment he heard the demo. And when an artist says that, I listen, because they've lived with these songs longer than we have, and if it hits them, there's a good chance it'll hit us too. But I want to hear from you. Have you listened to the album? What's your favorite track? Personally, Songbird made me tear up. It feels like a love letter to their fans, with so much warmth and sincerity. And did you notice how Jaehyun talked about each member's growth? Seung-yeop became more charming, Hwae-sung added more ad-libs, and the group overall just feels more alive. I really felt that during their concert clips, they looked so comfortable, like they belong on that big stage. So let me ask you this. Do you think N.Flying is finally getting the recognition they deserve? Or are they still one of K-pop's most underrated gems? Now let's look ahead. because N.Flying isn't stopping here. They're about to embark on their biggest world tour ever, hitting 28 cities starting next January. 28. That's not just a tour, that's a global statement. That's them saying, we're here. We've built this step by step, and now we're ready to show the world. Jaehyun said something that really stuck with me. Some people might think we're going slow. And yeah, if you compare them to groups that shot to fame overnight, maybe it does look that way. But I think their pace is what makes their story special. Because slow growth means solid growth. It means learning through pain, adapting through loss, and building loyalty one fan at a time. And let's be honest, in an industry where trends change by the month and fame can be so fleeting, doesn't slow and steady feel like kind of powerful? I want to throw this question out to you guys. Would you rather see your fave group blow up overnight but maybe burn out fast? Or take the long road and build something lasting like N.Flying? Let's talk about it. Because I think we, as fans, sometimes forget how hard it is to stay. Staying relevant, staying inspired, staying together. And N.Flying, they did all of that. Even during their military hiatus, which can often be a turning point for many male idols, they found ways to keep going. Seungyop and Hwaesung promoted as a duo for 2 years. That's dedication. That's heart. Also, how wholesome is it that the album feels like a gift to Enphia? Like, it's not just about celebrating their 10th anniversary, it's about sharing that moment with the fans who stuck around. That kind of bond between idol and fandom, you can't fake that. You earn it. And they clearly did. Now here's something fun to discuss: their musical direction. This album features Britpop, rock ballads, modern rock, and pop rock. That's a lot of genre diversity. And I love that they're not boxing themselves in. Honestly, I think K-pop needs more bands who aren't afraid to push boundaries. Seungyop even mentioned that even if it's the same song, they try to play it differently each time. That right there shows how much they value musicality. It's not just about catchy hooks. It's about growth, about making art that evolves. And I know that might sound a little dramatic, but hey, isn't that what we want from artists? Now let's be real. Not every group makes it to a decade, and even fewer make it relevantly. But N.Flying is proving that slow doesn't mean stagnant. That quiet consistency can outshine flashy debuts. That being overlooked doesn't mean being forgotten, and I don't know about you, but I find that inspiring. Especially in a time when everyone seems to be chasing virality and fast fame. N.Flying's message feels grounding, like a reminder that it's okay to take your time, that success built on struggle is still success, maybe even sweeter. So, here's my final thought. If you've never stanned N.Flying before, now's the time. Start with Rooftop, then go listen to Eternal Snow, then just let yourself fall into the discography. You'll hear their journey in the music, from early uncertainty to confident maturity, and I promise it's worth the listen. To Enphia, if you're watching this, thank you for sticking with them. You're a big part of why we're seeing this beautiful chapter unfold. And to everyone else, what's your favorite N.Flying era? When did you discover them? Or are you discovering them just now? Drop it all in the comments. I want to hear your stories. Let's keep the conversation going down below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next K-pop deep dive. This has been An Young Buzz, and I'll see you in the next one.